continue on with our story. Piamet is ready. She's gonna help me talk to Minfilia by voicing Minfilia some more.
All right.
Minfilia is wearing a wry smile. Might it have something to do with your newfound fame? A hero in the making. Speaking of which, Piamet, I forgot to get you to make me gear.
Sorry. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Thancred that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Miro, or rather, you have guests.
Beg pardons! Juba, you can be the big guy in red. Oh, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always! I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst.
I'm here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Linsa and Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks.
As you can see, Miro, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the grand companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. What they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Miro's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies?
Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Princess. 'Tis no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant women such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever returns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Miro Apprentice. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. Why, even before you aided us against the Amalja and their dead primal, yours was already a respected name in Ul'dah. Our people know you and love you well. A woman of your talents belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah.
The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you had the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Linsa Lominsa to the shores of glory.
Lady Minfilia!
Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, grand companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently three such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lomitsa, the Order of the Twin Adder in Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a grand company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the Grand Companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment which you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that it is no small choice you face. Ah, a thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as a part of the proceedings, I am giving to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers?
A fine suggestion! You are wise as you are beautiful, my lady. That's you, Juba. You might still be muted, Juba.
I don't know if he heard you.
You AFK, Juba?
Yeah, I was actually talking to my wife for a second.
Okay.
Very well. Let Miro hear our leaders speak, then return here with their decision.
We eagerly await your answer.
I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of a reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Miro, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be one woman amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Eorzea is changing, Miro, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place.
Excellent. Alright. So, what do you have to say?
With the power you possess, there will be those who wish you ill, but you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of a grand company, however, you will be one woman amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger.
The elder Seer speaks only truth, and her words have the power to touch the soul. At the sound of her voice, all fall silent and attend her. The Flame General is a passionate man, and his words never fail to light a fire in the belly of those who listen. I'm sure you will be no exception. And Juba.
When the Admiral speaks, even pirates listen, and that is no small thing. She is a born leader, the kind one would gladly follow to the seventh hell.
Oh, that's reassuring. Alright. And on we move. At least now that I'm 29, I have a new set of rings and bracelets that can be made that I don't have to wait and level for. Alright, Tatara, are you ready, Piamet?
Yeah. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Miro. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue. Literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place? If all goes to plan, Gardenia's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services, and Elder Seer Kani Senna will deliver her address at Mikoto's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gardenia your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ulda, where Flame General Raban Aldian will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in the Salamitsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merweb Bull Hiswin will be giving her address.
For future reference, that's Bloef his win.
Oh, I'm not gonna remember that. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthael, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell.
Well, we're going to do them in her suggested order. As you can see, it is cloudy here at 6:17, which means it's going to be nighttime soon again. Let's go to Gardenia.
Doesn't it make more sense to go to Ulda first?
Why?
Cheaper.
I don't care about that. I got tickets.
Okay.
I've never cared about money in this game, and that's not going to start now. Alright. So here we are. We are back in Gardenia. There's Alan Zach. Let's teleport to Miketo's amphitheater. Alright, this is Stain. Here we go. And we have to go to the destination, even though there's nobody in the amphitheater. Oh wait, there's 3 people. 4 people. Can't see them. This may be voiced.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood, fearful of the Green Wrath. They hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity, we must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
For all
forest.
the elementals! If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably more troublesome, being a naturally warlike disposition and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal, Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Although they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring their wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? I forgot my Alpha Node voice, so I had to think of one on the spot there. I gotta practice that again. Alright, now we gotta go to Ul'dah. Piamet, be prepared to voice Alice at some point.
I was gonna say Alice forgot her Alice voice.
Did you even have one?
I'm sure I would.
Oh, okay. Alright, we are heading to the Royal Promenade. There's our destination. There's already people grouping up there. Fuck you, don't whisper me. Anyway.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Roban as well.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah! Rauban!
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Naldar have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Uldar!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guest. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you, line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Rauban? People of Uldar, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
The Uldans have long a history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So they have dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Uldar has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Adons send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition, which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventure of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. For their sake, I hope the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. She's a woman of few words. I, of course, am speaking of Mira. Alright, we got one more to go visit. The Remembrance Service at the stateroom in Limsa Laminsa. It's been a while since I've been back to Limsa. We haven't really explored the land around Limsa at all, actually. I mean, we went to Aleport. That's about it, though. Okay. I'm sure we'll get to see some more sooner or later. Zenthale, Storm Sergeant. Here to attend the Remembrance Service? Be quick! The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Hurrah, yeah, ah! Ha-ha, yeah, ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Ha! Where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between various factions, and while they fight among themselves, the Garlean whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my word, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. That's you, Payment.
Miro, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back.
Alright, so who should I pick? Should I pick the Grand Company of Immortal Flames like the original Miro? Should I go with Twin Adders, otherwise known as Twin Squirmels? Or should I go with the pirate boat there? The Maelstrom. What do you guys think?
Miro.
Go with Miro? Alright. Immortal Flames it is. Valfurus. Wrecked. He's riding a broom. Look at that. And beside us is Ifrit. You can summon Ifrit. Excellent. This is not a very exciting walk, but it's kind of scenic. As usual, you get to see the water, the ruins jutting out of the water. The night sky. We are almost back to the Waking Sands. And when I warned you that we were going to see this run a lot, I was not kidding. We are in fact going to see this run a lot. But soon we'll be able to make it quicker. Of course I could have just grabbed a chocobo there, but whatever. Alright, what does Tataru have to say? Payment?
Some people let flames fall to their heads, but I believe that yours will remain in proportion and firmly attached to your body.
Thanks, Tataru. I appreciate that.
I wonder if she's talking about, you know.
But Payment? Probably.
What?
She was talking about Payment. Alright, here's Minfilla. Are you ready?
Yes. Bit laggy. Okay. Welcome back, Miro. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Miro. But you must be tired from your journey. why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer.
Alright, you got it.
The thing is, there is more of you.
There is.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Alright, so now we get to talk to which one we're going to pick. Well, we're going to pick the Flame Officer to follow in the original Miro's footsteps. Welcome back, adventurer. I take it General Raban's words kindle a fire within you? Alright. Excellent! I feared the incident with the traitor may have soured your opinion of us. It gladdens me to see that this isn't the case. But before we can count you as one of our own, you must be formally inducted into our ranks. You give me a bunch of gear that is not better than what I'm wearing. Alright. That's cool. Maybe those are. Yeah, those would be a little bit better. I actually need to repair my gear. Please proceed to the Hall of Flames and identify yourself to the personnel officer. I will notify him of your coming. With your strength joined to ours, we will surely prevail over our enemies, be they beastmen or Imperials. Okay. Back to Ul'dah. Hey, look, the sun's coming up. How beautiful it looks. Flame Personnel Officer. What brings you to the Hall of Flames this morning, adventurer? My name is Miro Prentice. I believe you were expecting me. Ah, I thought as much. You are just as our man in the Waking Sands described. It is an honor to meet you, madame. Now, in order to formalize your... Sir! Speak, Private. Imperial, sir! They fired on a high-wind Skyways airship. Scouts say she's coming down in the west near Horizon's Edge. Bloody hells, of all times for this to happen. Miro, there's no time for formalities. The Immortal Flame needs your help now. We're in the midst of a large-scale operation against the Amalja, and we have no one to spare in Western Thailand. You must get that ship before the Gylians do. If there are any survivors, see that they do not come to further harm. Now go! Wasting no time to boss Miro around. Alright. Well, before we do that, we are going to go and repair our gear, because as you can see, it's in a state of disrepair according to these green lines. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll teleport to Horizon. Hi, Soar2344. I am not. I have another character that's 60 and various other characters that are 60. But welcome to the stream. The heck is that? Is that a parade chocobo? I don't think I've seen a white fat chocobo before. That is awesome. Hello. Not exactly.
So maybe like the store thing? I don't know.
I think the parade chocobos for getting 3,000 commendations.
I mean, yeah, but I thought the parade chocobo looked cooler than that.
I'm not really an alt addict. I made this character specifically for this stream. I'd say I was on WoW. I had lots of alts on there because you can only be one class, but on here it's just kind of... Oh, there's the airship. Airship crewman.
Yeah, don't you have like only one other character and you don't play it?
I have two, an Aura and a Lalafell that I made with Eve, but...
Oh.
Airship crewman. Okay, I gotta leave the group. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. I'm pretty sure you're on cover, but alright. You ran like 5 feet. The Immortal Flame sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform! Are you alright, sir? Our scouts reported the attack on your craft. We've come to rescue you. Mule Apprentice, yes? Glad to have you with us. Juba, are you around? I guess not. I have not seen a craft of this design before. The trader Garland has been busy. The secrets of Magitech are ours by right. They are not to be squandered upon the savages of this land. We are taking this crap back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. They mean to take the ship back to Castrum Meridianum along with your friend. Wedge! You have to help him! That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Nice looking ship. Though not the best place to have her have taken shelter, I agree. It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland. Well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring! She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. We attack on my command, kill them quickly, and save the Lalafell if possible. Is that clear, Mira? Show them what becomes of those who play with fire. Charge! We are under attack! To arms! Alright, let's see, which one do I want to get first? You look like a good target. Give them no quarter, Flames! Defend the airship! Kill the savages! The gladiator's attempting to heal them. What are you doing? Kill them, I said! I'm afraid you're the only one left, bud. Where's the bodyguard vanguard? We need it now! Show them no mercy! Oops, didn't mean to move back there already. Maybe I should kill this guy first. You get rid of him. There you go, he's done. No, our tank's just gonna stand there in the Sermet drill. Like an idiot. Okay, there, I got the right. Alright. How you going? Evidently running away. You fucker. Just about to touch a death from doing it again and he runs. Oh well. Down he goes. Biggs! Actually, I think that was a little one. My bad. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship! That was a close one. So, too damn close. So how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is dead lost, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts, but we can defend this position until the engineers leave. You should go, Miro. You still have unfinished business to attend to at the Hall of Flames. You're not quite one of us yet, though anyone who'd seen you in action today would be forgiven for thinking of otherwise. I, just wanted to say, you know, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, I did. Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Immortal Flames lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge! Thank you, we are very grateful. Wedge looks like a little red onion. Alright, I don't feel like walking, so we're just gonna teleport back. This will be where I reset my recording for the next video. Alright, so, the recording will be reset once I get outside of this area. Into the light. Okay.